Yeah, we are.
Rolling, rolling. Hopefully this works. Action.
Beauty and the Horror origin story. So, how'd it start?
So, Jocelyn and I were on a long road trip, and we were discussing the idea of making music together. Because, as some of you may know, I'm a professional touring musician, and Jocelyn used to play in a blues band and cover bands, and she is also a musician. She's a singer. So, we thought it'd be really cool to make some really cool art together.
And obviously, Gabe is a metal musician. My genres were more Americana, blues. We were talking about what it would sound like to somehow combine the metal sort of feel, the darkness, the intensity of it with more acoustic country Americana, and sort of messed around with how that would sound like. We listened to like a bunch of different artists on the road trip for inspiration. But one of the big things was that so much of that genre is sort of all these barroom tropes of it's all about drinking and drugs and breakups. And I knew that I didn't want to write about that because I write a lot of the lyrics. I wanted to write about things that were important to me and real here in the San Luis Valley. And that was sort of where the idea was born.
Mhm. We had the idea for, let's call it the aesthetic for our music, how we wanted it to
Yeah.
sound and look, but we needed a name. And we cycled through many names. Nothing was really sticking. Nothing felt like it was it. Until we went to see Dune Part 2
Yeah.
in the movie theater. And there's a line, I think it's in the towards the beginning middle of the movie, where Jessica is talking to Paul about drinking the elixir of life, the worm's blood, how he will see the beauty and the horror of existence. The quote is something like that.
And I was instantly like, that's it. That's the band name.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty and the Horror. And we walked out of that movie theater and into this classic San Luis Valley dust storm in the
Mm-hmm.
spring. The winds were just howling like crazy. You couldn't see across the road because
Mm-hmm.
of all the dust. And we drove back home from the movie in that dust storm talking about the beauty and the horror of existence and what that might mean lyrically to focus on that concept here in this specific place. And that really gave us momentum, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that,
Mm-hmm.
sort of those two things, the aesthetic of the music, the name, and the sort of existential content, then Gabe started fucking around.
Yeah, on this very couch we're sitting on, in these very seats, I would usually in the morning, after our morning cup of coffee or tea together, I would just start riffing around on her little parlor-size acoustic over there, and if something caught Jocelyn's ear, she would be like, "Oh, like I like that. Like let's work on that, or like keep that idea." And we would just a lot of the songs we just kind of developed just kind of on the spot.
On the spot once something sounded right, connected to one of the ideas that I had in my head, we would just go with it, and that's how the beauty and the horror was born.
Mhm.
Origin story.
Yeah.
Ta-da!